Good morning. I'm Hassan Giordano, and this is your DMV Daily Dose for Tuesday, January 7th, 2020.
It's currently partly cloudy and 34 degrees in Baltimore. Expect sleet and snow starting in the afternoon with mixed conditions for the rest of the day. Today's high will be 41 degrees, and the low will be 33.
The Baltimore Sun is reporting that the Baltimore Orioles took a step towards addressing their middle infield issues on Monday, reportedly agreeing to a contract with free agent shortstop Jose Iglesias on a one-year deal that will likely install him as their starter at the position. According to the MLB Network, the deal will be worth $3 million with an option for 2021 that would make it worth $6 million. And according to Pamela Wood from the Baltimore Sun, the largest union for state government employees says that Maryland Governor Larry Hogan has declined to give its members a 1% raise that other state workers are getting as the new year begins. Leaders of the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, otherwise known as AFSCME, contend all state employees, non-union or represented by a union, are due the cost of living increase. Patrick Moran, president of the AFSCME Council 3, said that the governor is denying hardworking men and women, taxpayers, the money they earn. He said nearly 19,000 state workers in the AFSCME union are missing out on the pay increase. Some members who work in higher education didn't receive it. The Hogan administration and AFSCME reached an agreement on a 2% cost of living increase and the possibility of a $500 bonus for union members. The agreement is for the fiscal year that begins July 1st. The raise is to go into effect January 1, 2021. An agreement we reported on just a week ago right here on the DMV Daily Dose. However, the administration and AFSCME didn't have an agreement for the current year. Each side accused the other of unfair labor practices, and a state administrative judge found in the union's favor, ruling that the Hogan administration set inappropriate ground rules for negotiations. Even without an agreement, Hogan put a 3% raise for AFSCME members into the budget that covers the current year. State lawmakers also put language in the budget specifying that there should be an across-the-board increase of 1% as of January 1, 2020 for all state workers, on top of any other agreements, said Delegate Maggie McIntosh, chair of the House of Delegates Appropriations Committee. It was clearly that our intent was that this is 1% go to all state employees, not just a few, said McIntosh, the delegate from over in Baltimore City's 43rd District. Moran said that the union is researching its next step to try to get the 1% for its members this year. But despite that impasse, it appears that Governor Larry Hogan is the most popular governor in America. According to a Maryland Matters article, for years, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker, a Republican as well, has been the most popular chief exec in the nation. We'll move on over, because there is a new number one. According to the latest survey by Gonzalez Research and Media Services, Maryland's Governor Lawrence J. Hogan, a Republican, is the most popular governor in America. 75% of voters surveyed said that they approve of the job Hogan is doing, and only 17% disapproved. As in other surveys taken over the last 5 years, Hogan's appeal is exceptionally broad. Regardless of party affiliation, gender, or age, Maryland seemed to approve of the job he is doing by nearly 5 to 1 margin. That includes 73% of Democrats. Both men are Republicans in states where Democrats vastly outnumber GOP. The nation's 10 most popular governors in the Morning Consult survey were Republicans. And with the 2020 general session about to begin tomorrow at noon, nearly one-third of voters here in Maryland said, without prompting, that crime is the number one issue Maryland government should tackle. That number may be the result of a spike in the murder rate here in the city of Baltimore. Across the state, 31% of voters identified crime as the top of their issue list, while 16% said education is the number one issue, 11% saying transportation, 9% said taxes, and another 9% said corruption, while 6% said the opiate crisis was the number one issue, and 5% said health care. In the poll, 57% of Marylanders indicated support for legalizing marijuana for recreational use, while 38% opposed it. They are also reporting on a political tidbit we announced last week that a former top official at the U.S. Treasury Department during the Obama administration is poised to make a late entry into the Baltimore mayoral election. Maryland Matters has learned Mary J. Miller, who had a long career in finance at T. Rowe Price in Baltimore, is sending out invitations for a, quote, celebration of Baltimore on Tuesday night, tonight, at the Museum of Industry. But according to 4 sources, Miller is announcing her plans to join the already crowded Democratic primary for mayor. She lives in a Guilford neighborhood and was the Treasury Department's undersecretary for domestic finance. Prior to joining the Obama administration, Miller spent 26 years working for T. Rowe Price, where she was a director of the fixed income division and a member of the firm's management committee. Miller, who is in her 60s, is currently a senior fellow at the Johns Hopkins University 21st Century Cities Initiative and a trustee of the Urban Institute in Washington, D.C. And according to a Sun article about her entry into the race, the former T. Rowe Price exec and U.S. Treasury official is entering the Baltimore's mayoral race, arguing that she has the management experience and financial expertise to grow the local economy and spark a turnaround here in the city of Baltimore, which is gripped by crime and poverty. Miller, who at T. Rowe Price managed a $55 billion investment fund that is 18 times larger than Baltimore's budget, said that she wants to usher in an era of inclusive growth that raises wages throughout the city and increases population. And as a reminder, speaking of the mayoral race, that tonight, starting at 5 o'clock, the DMV Daily Radio Show will be live with our special Value My Vote 2020 mayoral program, as we host 4 of the top mayoral candidates, starting at 5 with former Baltimore City Police spokesman T.J. Smith, followed by 43rd District State Senator Mary Washington at 5:30. At 6 o'clock, City Council President Brandon Scott joins us, and we close out the show with former Mayor Sheila Dixon from 6:30 to 7. You do not want to miss this hard-hitting show tonight live on our Facebook page at DMV Daily News. I'm your man, Mr. Politics, and this has been your DMV Daily Dose for Tuesday, January 7th, 2020. For more information on the articles that I've mentioned, just go on over to our website at www.dmvdaily.news.